Hello everyone, how is it hanging? It is I, your rat daddy, coming back for some more fun with Character Editor in RimWorld. Today's little project we're going to be making is Guilty Spark, 343 Guilty Spark from the Halo series. Now I'm not just going to make one little character here and let that be it or anything like that. We're actually going to have a little bit of fun. I think maybe we'll fend off some raiders or attack some settlements. We'll do something interesting with our creation today. I have a colonist here named Luxembourg, and I guess that's fine. I think 343 Guilty Spark though is a man, so we are actually, I'm gonna stick with the thin form, and you'll see why in just a moment. So you're probably asking yourself, oh, Rat Knight, or you're probably saying, not asking yourself, but you're like, oh, Rat Knight, yeah, okay, we get it. You have a mod that allows you to blah blah blah, right? I don't have that, right? There is a mod list in the description of the video if you want to check that out, but most of it is just like, I think we have like the UNSC faction, stuff like that, just because I thought it would be fitting. We're actually, as far as I'm aware, at least on the workshop for Steam, there is no mod for like a Halo monitor. So what we're going to be doing, and this kind of ties in with our recent videos I've been creating about kind of like character editor tutorials essentially, but not really, we're just kind of playing around. We are actually going to use Character Editor to create the monitor. So I think what we're going to do first is we want to ensure that we have some armor skin glands and stuff like that. So I'm going to give this guy all kinds of glands and bionics, and I will be right back. Alright, so we have all the bionics done. We have our Archotech bionics, the Mecha bionics from the Mechanoid bench mods, as well as just some normal bionics as well here. And we have all the armor glands and stuff like that. And the reason that we're doing that, I know it seems a bit odd. So the reason that we want that though is we want him to be more machine than anything else. I don't know why it made his body shape different. We're going to change that back to thin, and the reason is because we are going to be, here it is, we're going to turn down the opacity of his skin. We may have to get rid of his eyes. I didn't even think about that. Let's do eyes. There's bionic lenses that I think will not show from the Mechanoid bench mods. Yeah, that's perfect. So they're still mechanical, but you can't see them when he walks around. That was the left eye. No, it's the left eye needs changed. Okay. So there we go. So as you can see, he's invisible except for his little shaved head. You're going to notice that he is walking though. So you can see him a little bit. So what we're going to do though is we're going to take his hair. We're going to go ahead and just turn that all the way down. So he's basically invisible, but you can still kind of see him. Not from a distance, but if you get really close, you can still see him with the Camera Plus mod, which is what we're doing. I want to say this is the normal height for RimWorld, so you shouldn't be able to see him from like this distance. But what we're going to do is we're going to actually take, I think it's the Mechanoid Bench 3 has this Mecha Sniper Helmet. So this Sniper Helmet is going to be our Guilty Spark, essentially. I know this is kind of a cheap way of doing this, but as far as I could see on the workshop, and maybe there is, maybe I missed it, but from what I could see, it didn't look like there was any mod or anything that would actually allow you to like have any Halo monitors or anything. There is the Flood mod. I think it's outdated, but that mod, I think it adds the Sentinels and whatnot, but it doesn't add something like Guilty Spark, unfortunately, which is what we can get here. So essentially, we're just a little floating head. Now we do, I think, want to put on some armor here just to protect us. Now I know that seems stupid because Guilty Spark floats, and we're gonna up the movement speed like crazy because Guilty Spark is really fast, right? Because he floats. So I know it looks a little silly, but we can also turn down the opacity here, and now you can't see the armor. And he's looking pretty good, right? He looks like a little. So if we come here, like the normal RimWorld thing, look at that. He's pretty fast, and he does. He looks like a little floating. He looks like a little floating Sentinel. Or a little floating Guilty Spark, I guess, the monitor. So you just don't get close because you can see it. But now we need a weapon for him, right? We could also do a little bit of coloring on the helmet, give him a little bit more gray. I think that would be good. So we also want to do a, what was it, the beam grazer. Now we can give him different weapons, of course. We could do a really high fire rate, probably leave the burst count alone, I'd say. Aim time, we'll turn that way down. Range cooldown, we'll turn all of that way down. And we'll want to turn our accuracy up, right? So That way we have this. We can also give him different weapons, of course. I don't know if there really is anything that would be good. Maybe we leave it alone for now. We'll see how the beam grazer does. Now, with just the beam grazer, he looks silly, right? You can see it, obviously. So you can also turn down the opacity of that. And boom, now you have a guilty spark that, you know, you can't see anything except his little head. So that's exactly what we want. Let's find a target where we can see him from the side. So if we do that, and then we go ahead and target that. It looks pretty cool. It's a little bit, it's not perfect, right? But that's okay. Let's see if we can just turn the fire rate way up. So he fires pretty quickly. We could probably turn down the ranged and aim time. That way he's just constantly doing it. And we'll up the burst count to 21. It feels like it's... Maybe I'm going too fast. Okay, no, he's going pretty quick with it, I think. Let's try it again. Ranged cooldown, we should probably change that a little bit. Aiming time, we'll probably want to change that just a tad. We don't want a minimum range, I wouldn't think. We'll do a maximum range of pretty far. I feel like the fire rate, maybe the fire rate should be lower and we have a higher burst count. Oh yeah, that's more guilty spark. That's more like a monitor where they kind of have that long blast. So I think that's pretty good. Let's just not zoom in on him. Because you can see his little body. But if not for that, this would be perfect. But I mean, you know, let's say, you know, as far as I can tell, there is no mod, right? That actually, oh shit, he's going to keep doing this. The burst count is way too high, I think. Let's lower it to 40. Is that... Oh man, he still does it for a long time. But you know, like I mentioned, I don't think there's any mods on the workshop or anything that you can use. So, I mean, somebody may have someone somewhere on like the, I don't know, what is it, the forums or whatever. But I always use Steam Workshop and I couldn't find one. So I thought, you know, maybe I make one like this. Just with character editor. I recently done a video where we had an elite army and I actually created, let's go ahead and save. We'll call you Guilty. Let's just call you Guilty Spark. That works for me, even though you're not actually Guilty Spark. Oh man, come on. There we go, Guilty Spark. We'll go ahead and save Guilty Spark here. But we can also do more of these that, you know, look different, like I did in the recent video where we had an elite army in RimWorld. That was a fun little video. If you guys want to check that out, you definitely should. But we used the RimWorld core, and I actually used the fire support helmet, which you know, I mean, in itself, it also kind of looks something like a monitor, maybe something more in the Halo universe that you would see on like a map or something of like, I don't know, like Sand Trap or something, I think. So now we would have these little monitors as well, along with Guilty Spark, and they would just go wreak havoc together. I mean, look at that. That's pretty cool. It's not perfect, okay? I'm doing my best here. I always notice that the beam grazer is never very accurate. I have seen where you can try to, in character editor, you can try to change it, but I don't really think it does any different with this. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. It's the same thing, you know, so. Let's go ahead and just make a little armada of monitors, though. Maybe we'll do some different ones. Mechanoid bench is, this one looks okay, except when you turn it to the side, it looks like it has a jaw. So I'm not really too interested in that, which I think Guilty Spark kind of does, but this one as well is another one. You can see a clear jawline, so I'm not a big fan of those, but maybe you guys would be. You can do this, of course, with any helmet. I kind of like this one a little bit. It kind of has a monitor look to me. You can always change the colors as well. You can make them a little darker and whatnot. The helmet, you can actually change the color of the helmets, of course, as well, which is what I did in that recent video. If you guys want to check it out, like I mentioned, please go watch it. But yeah, I just changed the colors so they all, you know, had a little bit of a different look to them. You could also do something like this, where you have Sentinels essentially from the Halo series. Now, like I mentioned, I think in the Rim Flood or something like that, it's a different mod mod. I don't have it installed anymore. And like I mentioned, I think it's a bit out of date, but there's actually actual Sentinels from the Halo universe in that mod that are really good, and they actually look really good as well. But if for some reason that mod is not working and you don't want to revert back to 1.3 for some reason, you can always just do this. You can get creative with it. That's what we're doing today, is getting creative and making our own. Look at that. Look, they all look like monitors just floating around. That looks pretty good. I like them. All right, let's try, real quick before we do that, I guess, let's try something like these camels and see if we can kill them. Oh my God, look at that. When they all work together, it's real. Oh shit, oh my God. Okay, let's throw a few more. Let's throw a few more out there. Dang. Yeah, okay, so if you have a massive group of them, they are really powerful. That's awesome. I didn't think they were going to be that good. I'm gonna dev modus there because I don't feel like waiting that long. Teleport to destination. Cool, let's go ahead and attack, and we're gonna see how well this goes. I think that's this is the last video though I'm recording before I go out of town, so, you know, if you guys hate these character editor videos, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that when recording. Oh, look at that. Oh man, how are they doing? Oh, they're doing pretty good. We're getting ready to get shot by a mortar, I think. Oh, they're not going to move though, that's a problem. Let's hope they don't get hit by the mortar. Where is the mortar? Here it comes. Oh, it's so slow. Oh, that's so slow. I'm trying to speed up and it's not doing anything. Okay, we didn't get hit. All right, let's do 3 times speed so they stop. There we go, thank God. They done some damage. Okay, so we need to just go ahead and turn it on and let them do their thing and see how well this goes. The problem is I can't tell them to move ahead of time. I want to see how well they take damage too, though, how they like react to damage. That was a hit. We're good. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. We're not even really getting injured at this point. Oh my God, and look at that. Oh, just everywhere. It's everywhere. That's awesome. Let's throw a few more in here. All right, pause and go ahead and draft them. Oh yeah, look at that. Turn off the dev mode thing real quick. Sorry, that way we can get a good view. Oh yeah, I didn't think that this was going to work near as well as it is, but it is, isn't it? That's pretty good. Oh yeah, that is pretty good. So this person has some damage. Now they will bleed because I don't think I have them fully, completely as robots, of course. They have, I'm sure, some fleshy parts, like, you can't see it, but somewhere. Of course, you could always add more mods. I know there's like the Bionics Extended and stuff like that, so that you could basically make them entirely robotic. So that would be perfect for this as well. But yeah, I think this is a really good little trick that you can do with Character Editor. It's really fun, of course, but if you make videos or even if you just play on your own, I think it's really good to do. That way, I mean, you know, you don't have to like compromise for anything really, or not really compromise, but you don't have to worry about not having something like this because you could just create it yourself, which is really cool. Oh my God, they're so fast. We got some turrets over here. We'll try to destroy those real quick. Oh, that was a rocket. Look at that. 2 rockets and we tanked them. We tanked the rockets. It didn't even bother us. Dang. That's really good. But the true question, of course, is can they take down the Master Chief? Because, of course, in the original game, 343 Guilty Spark could not do that. So, is it possible that they might be able to today? We're going to find out. Yeah, and he's an enemy. Perfect. Perfect. Let's give him some weapons real quick. We will give him M7. Can we make him dual wield those? Yes. All right. So we're going to set up the Chief here real fast, and we're just going to turn up his shooting speed, his fire rate, I should say, and the burst count. All right, that's more like the Chief. So let's see how well he does against our monitors. So we're already firing at him, and we're not even touching him yet. And he is immediately firing at us. He's very fast. Some of them are firing at those turrets, I think. How well are we holding up against the chief? How well is he holding up against us? He's got a few burns, but he's doing pretty good. I almost feel like with the monitors, it may be better to stand still because I feel like they move a bit too much. So, oh, look at that. So with him being on fire, he's going to just constantly run away. He's just going to run. All right, so the chief is holding up pretty well. He can't really fight back, though, because we've caught him on fire. And with him being on fire, he's just going to constantly burn and run away. So that's part of it, I guess. He's doing okay, though. Oh, we're actually, oh, shit. Look at that. We're actually burning ourselves as well, which is not ideal, preferably. I can't even see anything. I just see his silhouette in here because he's burning. He's also melee attacking us, or it looked like he was. Maybe he was beating the fire out of himself, but yeah, these are pretty cool. I gotta say, I really like them. We could do a little one of our army videos that we always make of these. Oh, I didn't even think about that. So what if we do 2 of them? We could give him 2. I bet he's really powerful then. Oh, and also we just killed the chief, didn't we? Oh, that has the, does that have the, okay, I thought it had the impact thing on it, but no. All right, so let's turn this back down. And so we're basically just doing double laser here, which is pretty cool. I guess we did kill the chief. Yeah, he's burning. That's cool. Cool. Can we just burn his, I'm curious. I mean, this works really well. I don't think you can turn up the, I don't think you can turn it up for the, if I just keep it at none. Right? Yeah, it's still doing the beam grazer. I don't know how you turn up the damage on the beam grazer because it has like it says oh, it says 0. Okay, well let's try this. If I change it and I up the base damage to 100, how much damage does that do all of a sudden? Anything? That's doing a tiny bit, but it's 100. It's not, yeah, I know. I don't think when you change it, it really does anything with the beam grazer, unfortunately. Oh, you poor little creature. See, look, they still get injured, unfortunately, after a lot of damage. So, I'm pretty sure, though, you could probably do something. You might even be able to use one of the Android mods. I think they can wear armor like this, and that would be perfect, because they shouldn't bleed. As far as I'm aware. I haven't really used those mods in a while though, but yeah, you can always, like for let's say one of these monitors though, this is kind of the more tutorial side of things, I guess. You can always use different things, like, I mean, that looks horrible, but so this one's a bit scary looking. It looks a bit freaky, but you could use it if you wanted to, if you liked it. You could always use a cataphract helmet. That kind of looks like maybe a Forerunner monitor or something. Something like the Mech Commander helmet looks pretty good as a Sentinel, I think. Oh, I actually have it set as being on the eyes layer instead of the head layer, so it actually doubled up with the Mech Lord helmet, which is something you can do. If you didn't know, you can actually change the apparel layer. So this one is headgear, and I changed this one earlier when I was testing it to eyes, so it's actually together. That actually looks like a pretty good Sentinel, now that I think about it. Let's check it out. Yeah, that looks okay. It's not great, but that looks pretty good. Yeah, I like it as a Sentinel. You could also just get rid of this and let it be that, but that doesn't look as convincing, I feel. The sky is the limit with Character Editor, as I always say. But yeah, this is just me, you know, like a little kind of half-assed tutorial, as we always do, something fun to play around with. So I hope you guys have enjoyed, and yeah, I should be back in town. I think this is the last video I'm doing where I'm recording like this, so if you guys like this kind of stuff with Character Editor and stuff and like seeing me play around with it and just kind of be creative and have some little ideas and stuff, be sure to let me know, and be sure to like and subscribe and all that junk that everybody else says if you haven't already. But I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.